Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Slamhub Wrestling. Myself Suprit, and this is the AEW Dynamite review for August 22nd, 2020. And I'm joined by Abhishek Aneja, aka Abby Maniac. What's up, Abby?
I am fine, Supreme. How about you? It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while. I'm doing good. So it was a busy week. We had a lot of wrestling this week. Just got to check out SummerSlam and Takeover. Both were decent shows. And speaking about Dynamite, it was a good show, but it had its faults. What about you?
I also agree with the case of Dynamite that it had its good points, yes, also it had its flaws. I agree with that. Absolutely. And with regards to Takeover and SummerSlam, I read about, yes, the good stuff that it has happened, but I have not actually checked it out yet, but I most certainly will soon.
So on this edition of Dynamite, we had FTR versus Private Party, the Elite versus Dark Order. We also had the finals of the Women's Tag Team Tournament, and in the main event, Cody defended the TNT Championship against Mr. Brodie Lee, and also so much more. But before that, if you are new to this channel, then make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell for all notifications. We here in Slam Up Wrestling cover all pro wrestling related stuff, including reviews for Raw, SmackDown, NXT, AEW Dynamite, and New Japan as well. So, show kicks off and action quickly starts with FTR versus Private Party. Tully Blanchard was in the corner of FTR. FTR tried to slow down Private Party early on. Private Party with some drop kicks to Harwood. Quen and Harwood with some exchanges. Harwood was able to bring Quen in his corner as FTR was in control. So Quen tried to tag Cassidy several times but was grounded by FTR's offense. At one point, Wheeler went for a dive to the outside, but he instead hit the barricade. Quen finally made the tag to Cassidy. He runs wild on FTR. Cassidy with some quick offense. Quen back in. Crossbody to Harwood gets a 2 count. Wheeler and Cassidy go to the outside while Quen was going for several pinfall attempts on Harwood. Final parts of the match saw Cassidy going for a dive on Harwood, but Blanchard pulls out Harwood. Back in Quen eats the Goodnight Express, and that was it. This was really a good tag team match, but and it was also similar to the one that FTR had with the Lucha Bros, where FTR slowed down the pace, and in this instance, Pride Party got to do their spots. Terry Blanchard was the X factor here, and the one thing noticeable was that FTR are slowly becoming more heelish. What did you think about this?
Are slowly becoming.
Heelish, heel roll.
Hmm. Yes, agreed. Agreed. Uh, for this match, yes, I agree with you that the whole basically story was around the alliance of FTR and Tully Blanchard. That was the main story, and that was to be highlighted in this match. That was basically the point. And this alliance came into being last week when Ricky Morton of the Rock and Roll Express got into the face of Tully Blanchard. FTR felt angry or bit they took offense and attacked him basically with the double assisted spike pile driver, and that was basically the FTR's tag team appreciation night segment in which this all happened. And uh, the thing is, we are also talking about it for months that it has been rumored that we are going to see a rendition of the four horsewomen or horsemen, beg your pardon, I'm too much WWE is going in my head right now. Four horsemen here in AEW. So it seems that the pieces are going in place at the moment, it seems. And there was a point which was very, you can say, tag team wrestling-ish, and which was very, you can say, exciting for me. That was that the false tag being used by Cash, distracting the attention of the attention seeking referee Aubrey Edwards was brilliant, whilst Dax came into the ring, raked the eyes of Mark Quinn, and then gained control of the match back. Because at that point, Private Party was just going on and on with the offense. And that spot just happened after they had a small talk with Tully Blanchard outside. So it also gives legitimacy to the alliance and also to the presence of Tully Blanchard being there and also donning the FTR jacket, obviously, with the great graphic they have. And with regards to this match, more with regards to the offense, was that Private Party tried to use their quickness and athleticism because that is their game, but it didn't feel to take much out of their opponent's FTR because, quite frankly, they are the premium team, they are the premium tag team, and FTR's offense is based on tag team wrestling skill and strength. The 80s old school offense, which doesn't look phony.
Mhm.
A quick wink to the young bucks here, and which is basically ground and pound and old school traditional submissions. That was basically happening. That was the basically what the story and what was happening in the match. And I agree with the comparison that this was quite similar to the match against Lucha Brothers, that they controlled the pace, they controlled their style, they, you can say, they tamed them, they tamed them. So this was happening, and the isolation technique applied by FTR on the members of Private Party, specifically, mostly it was applied to Mark Quinn. And overall, the match was hard hitting, not at all phony, which happens in Young Bucks matches. And brilliant pinfall exchange. There was a pinfall exchange, as you said, quick roll ups from one from the another with Dax and Mark Quinn. That was also brilliant. Cash Wheeler with the picture perfect spine buster.
Double A style.
Yes, that was brilliant. Giving homage to him. Hard and stiff with the twist. That was brilliant. And in the end, you said FTR getting the pinfall victory with the Good Night Express. Brilliant stuff. A good way to start the show.
So now that Tully Blanchard has aligned himself with FTR, so where do you think Sean Spears goes?
Sean Spears would also be with them in some shape or form, but we will not uh, see the whole, you can say, cards being opened in front of us just like that. It needs to build uh, like something. If they are going with the four horsemen thing, then it will need to happen in a logical way. So we need to see what happens. And now at All Out in the horizon, we may see new tag team champions in the faces of FTR, and then uh, who knows? You have two people with the belts, and now you have Sean Spears. So he might also be thinking about something with regards to getting recognition, with regards to being something on the roster. So something will happen. And now, with regards to, we will talk about it in the main event, that what the frick happened with Cody. So that is also up in the air. So there is a lot of possibility that it may happen. The four horsemen thing may happen.
Yeah, like you said, we will talk about that. So next was John Moxley with a promo segment. He said that his wife can give a two-page list of all his faults. He then talks about MJF. He said he wants AEW to succeed and wants MJF to lead AEW in the next 25 years. He said MJF will one day fulfill all his potential when he gets out of his parents' basement and loses his virginity, and only then he will become AEW World Champion. He said that that won't be happening at All Out, as he will beat the hell out of MJF and show the world what he has been hiding. We also had a follow-up promo by MJF, who was in a neck brace and was barely able to talk. One of his assistant talked on his behalf. He said the paradigm shift is a dangerous move. They also did a petition where 5 million people signed to ban the paradigm shift. So they have made a contract where Moxley will be banned from using the paradigm shift at All Out. And if he doesn't sign this contract, then he'll be sued and he will lose everything, including the AEW World Championship. So, what do you think about this added stipulation?
Yeah, it is good. It adds something to the match, because otherwise it would have been just a traditional match. MJF is not a hardcore wrestler or a deathmatch style wrestler. He wants a traditional match. So with this being added as a stipulation that Moxley will not be able to use his finisher, his quote unquote deadly finisher, as his legal representative said. So, yes, it adds to the intrigue that what will Moxley do in the match, that what move will he come up with to, you know, defeat MJF basically. And MJF's promo was great, no doubt about it. And with regards to Moxley, that his wife will write a list. Uh, she might very well be, because now she is free from the shackles of WWE. So she might be very well, very free. So she can do that basically. And with regards to MJF, I also want to, discuss one more thing, that basically I was brought to the attention of his gimmick, that MJF's gimmick or his persona is very much, you can say, inspired or copied from EC3's 2015 persona from Impact Wrestling.
You're talking about that same campaign he did in 2015 in TNA.
Hmm, hmm,
Yep.
hmm. So I saw the two clips. The point was discussed on Keeping It 100 of Conan podcast. So when I saw the two clips, and when I saw these words being said, that I am better than you and you know it, so it opened my eyes to the fact that maybe what is being said by the fans and this campaign, what was it? that it is a little bit inspired, and maybe he is doing the same stuff in some shape or form what EC3 did in 2015 in
Hmm.
Impact Wrestling. Uh, Was it better or was it worse? That is for the fans to judge. But the fact is that the words, the persona, it it looked very much inspired. So the fact is that it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good when someone now comes to the realization that he has copied or he has inspired uh, from some material, because Impact Wrestling at that point was not on a major network, so many people didn't watch. So it is easy for MJF to take inspiration from Impact Wrestling uh, character EC3 from 2015 and then use it now on national television, that is TNT, and uh, it is a multi-million dollar person who is running the operation. So it is being broadcasted worldwide. And Impact Wrestling also does not have a good reputation, so everybody trashes it. So nobody will say that it has inspired. But the fact is, when you see the clips, there are only two clips. If you see that, the two clips, they will open your eyes to the fact and to the whole persona of MJF. It doesn't look good. That is
But
all I'm saying.
but you should also consider that EC3 has now a change look, a change gimmick.
Yes, I agree. Now he has changed his look. And even there was a recent interview which he was doing with a certain person from UK. The guy said that you should go to AEW and fight with MJF. So he just subtly said that uh, he has inspired or he has copied from my gimmick. But the fact is, it is very well known in the wrestling circles. That is what I'm saying. That he has inspired a lot from his character. That is very well known. That is what I'm saying. So, and the thing that you are saying that he has changed his character, was it a voluntary thing, or was it the thing that now if he goes back to that, it will look like that he is copying the thing what MJF is doing?
I think the change gimmick is because of the whole thing that happened with him in WWE. So he
Hmm.
has brought in this into a character and he's trying to make it work.
Hmm. Yes, that also might be true. I am not denying that, absolutely.
Um,
Now his character is basically create your own narrative, be your own thing. No, should not take orders from the authority, and it is a little bit of a conspiracy theorist and not being with the elite, deep state, and whatever. So yes, whatever he is doing, his uh, vignettes, he is doing great. I am not saying that go back to that. He would not also be going back to that. But the fact is, if he would have chosen even to go back to that, he wouldn't have able to be. Because now that character from 2015 is now MJF in 2020.
so back to Dynamite. We had a
Yes.
eight-man tag team match. Uh, Natural Nightmares and Jurassic Express versus Lucha Bros and Butcher Blade. This went 9 minutes. Everyone started brawling as soon as the match started. It was mostly the heel team working on either QT Marshall or Dustin Rhodes. Momentum was in the favor of the babyface team now as Luchasaurus got the hot tag and he ran wild. Jungle Boy with some assist. He takes out the heel team with dives on both sides. Choke slam moonsault combo on Pentagon gets a 2 count. We had a little back and forth between Butcher and Luchasaurus. As everyone is exchanging big moves, Rhodes was almost botched a destroyer on Phoenix. So the final parts of the match saw Pentagon was looking for Phoenix for their double team pile driver. Blade wanted to help Pentagon, but Pentagon wasn't interested, which led to a argument between the two. So Pentagon pushed Blade and Jungle Boy with a roll up, and that was it. Post match, the argument continued with their respective tag team partners now getting involved. Eddie Kingston walks in and he tries to calm the situation down. He talks about how all of them went from being in the Indies to being on TNT. He said we don't want any drama even if we are on TNT. He then starts putting over all four men and then offers them to walk with them. And so then they have a big group hug. And we another noticeable thing was that Kingston winked at the camera. So do you have any idea where things are leading up to?
Right now, it could be. That is just a little bit of, you can say, fantasy booking. Maybe uh, you can say Proud and Powerful and Eddie Kingston, that is basically LAX
Yep.
modern version. It can happen. It is just, up in the air if it works because they had uh, history in Impact Wrestling. But right now, it doesn't uh, look like what is happening right now. It is just the start of it seems to be like a group of antagonists. We have Butcher and Blade and we have Lucha Bros, two tag teams who are extremely talented. One is of the ground and pound, has it all. Basically, they have the charisma, they have the aerial maneuvers, they have everything what it takes to be a great team, but they are not getting the opportunity. You can say both the teams, they are not getting the TV screen time, basically. And you can also say that they do not have, I guess, maybe the mic skills too, or we have not seen. So they are now also getting a mouthpiece in the name of Eddie Kingston. So what is it going to lead to the end game? We have to see. But it is a good direction to take with regards to these two teams because they are extremely talented.
So basically, they are forming a faction, and they are drawing some comparison to WWE's Hurt Business with MVP Bobby Lashley, Shelton Benjamin.
Mm, I I don't know. Basically, I have not seen Raw for a while. If that it is it, so it may be, but I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know.
No, especially considering both have strong mouthpieces who can also wrestle somewhat.
Hmm. They have mouthpieces, but the thing is that you are getting two teams and giving them a mouthpiece because they aren't able to talk, and it is basically having a group. So I don't know, man. If there could be a comparison between the Hurt Business and this team. We have to see basically now we also came to know through the course of the show that another promotion also is in talks with AEW. So there might be some plans in the future with regards to talent exchange and getting good programming. So maybe they are getting groomed for a feud with talents of the said other promotion.
We had a Britt Baker promo and nearby were Kip Sabian and Penelope Ford making out. Baker warns them that exchanging saliva causes cavities. Yeah. Baker then gives them a offer if they help her take out Big Swole, then not only they will be getting free dental care for 1 year, but also Reba, she will be helping Penelope Ford with her makeup. So next week, Big Swole will be in a handicap match.
Against three.
I don't know. I got confused.
No, it seems to be against three.
I think,
It is Britt Baker, it is Reba Rebel, and it is uh, Penelope Ford.
yeah.
So okay, it is a good deal for Penelope Ford and also Kip Sabian also. Free dental care and yes, makeup. Great, great, great.
Tony Schiavone was about to interview Orange Cassidy, but they are interrupted by Chris Jericho. Jericho apologizes for the interruption and congratulates Cassidy for beating him. He then brings up that he has been pinned 3 times in AEW so far. He said he is embarrassed and also at the same time proud of Cassidy, who has proven that he can be a main event star. He offers a toast to Cassidy with some bubbly. Jericho then challenges Cassidy to a rubber match at All. He indirectly mentioned that he was the guy behind the Money in the Bank concept. He then said that he has a new creation now, which he calls the Mimosa Mayhem match. A video package aired explaining the Mimosa Mayhem, where the ring will be surrounded by 80 gallons of orange juice mixed with some bubbly. Only way to win this is via pinfall or submission or by throwing your opponent into the mimosa. So before you give your thoughts on this stipulation, I wanted to repeat what I said in the Fighter Fest reviews. The Orange Cassidy character, I think, needs the involvement of real fans. And if you exclude the debate and those $7,000 jacket thing, this entire feud with Jericho, I think it has lacked some interest.
Hmm. Hmm. No, I agree with you. I agree with you. I agree with you. Yes, the fans play a major role in his character. I agree. I agree wholeheartedly.
But
I,
another thing, yes, I think things will change when they get fans back. I think it will be on 27th, I guess.
yes, I believe yes.
Yes. So what do you think about this stipulation?
It is just, I guess, it is a mixture of the two characters that what they do represent. Jericho, yes, it represents the bubbly, and Orange Cassidy, yes, their name, orange juice. They're mixing it to basically the rubber match. They wanted, you can say basically it shouldn't be boring. Basically, it should have a little bit of something, some oomph or something different, so that people should care. People should want to watch the third match. Basically, if that is also a traditional match, then who the fuck cares? They say that, oh, it's just another match. So no, and they're also billing it at I guess All Out. So All Out should be special. It is a special. Basically, yes, it is airing on cable television, I believe, or it is on pay-per-view.
It's happening on All Out.
No, All Out is on cable television, or is
No,
it on pay-per-view?
it's on pay-per-view.
It is on pay-per-view. So, all
Yeah.
right. So, pay-per-view should be special. So, there should be some stipulation. So, they just came up with something that yes, Mimosa Mayhem. It would create chaos. Basically, it is one of a kind. So, yes, to end the feud, or basically to have a special attraction, to get attention of the people, to get people invested in their third match. It is very difficult. It is very difficult in this day and age where it is the people's problem. The first problem is attention span. So to get people invested in their third bout, so they had to do something. They cannot do the same thing because their characters, they cannot overextend that. They cannot do promos after promos after promos. They have to do, they got to have something. So basically, they went with a gimmick match, which just happens to be a hybrid version of the two characters which they like, the things that they like the most, and they have it outside. And whoever dumps someone in that substance, he wins. And it also goes back to how it, when their feud became serious. First, it happened when Chris Jericho and the Inner Circle got doused in orange juice in the middle of the ring. That happened from Orange Cassidy. And the second thing, what happened was this week when Orange Cassidy was being held out, you can say, just by the members of the Inner Circle, and he was basically doused by the bubbly bottles
Yep.
in the face. So it it there is some symbolism to it. It is furthering, and it is getting to a full circle with regards to their feud and with regards to their finale match, hopefully, which is the Mimosa Mayhem at All Out. And in this, you said Jericho in the initial part of this segment gave kudos to Orange Cassidy, and he did it very well. I want to give him the claps, basically, that he said it quite articulately, that he is main event star. Nobody believed in him, this and that. He said everything, I guess, which was needed to be said. And he also said the point which people pointed out, that you lost to a guy who has his hands in his pockets. So he also showed his frustration, basically, which we saw in the ambush by the Inner Circle. So, all in all, this segment, I guess, accomplished everything which was needed. His frustration, Jericho's frustration came out. They ambushed best friends, Orange Cassidy. Everything was to the point. It was good. And now it is Mimosa Mayhem at All Out.
I think this Mimosa Mayhem match will be similar to the Stadium Stampede match. Like it will be cool, it will be entertaining, and that's it.
Yes, yes. I agree. I agree. It will not be a wrestling. Yes. A wrestling clinic? No, absolutely not.
Before we get into the next segment, have you ever tried any mimosa?
No, I have not.
Okay, then.
Have you?
No, the only alcohol I have tried is one basic wine, and that's it.
All right.
Enough alcohol talk, and let's get to the next match. So we had the Dark Order, represented by 3, 4, and 5, which I believe are Alex Reynolds, John Silver, and Alan Angels.
We
So
would
they faced.
need alcohol for this.
Um, you can if you like. So they were facing the Elite. Nick and Angels were. They started the match with some quick exchanges where Nick got the better of it. Tag made to Matt Jackson. Northern Lights suplex to Angels. Reynolds and Silver tried to stop the locomotion. Matt with a double Northern Lights, taking both of them out. At one point, Omega was sent to the floor. Silver and Reynolds with double team using a steel chair. Angels with a double foot stomp on the chair on Omega. Dark Order was in control. Omega made a comeback with a big clothesline to Angels. Tag made to Nick, who makes the best comeback in the business. Dark Order with a quick combo followed by a German into a pin for a 2 count. Reynolds and Silver hit stereo tombstones. Final part of the match saw Angels gets double super kicked. Then the Bucks hit the Indie Taker followed by the one winged Angel by Omega, and that was it. This was a fine match, I can say. Good showing from Dark Order, and it gave them some credibility which was needed, because you have to consider that they are actually part of the active rosters and not some local jobbers.
Hmm. I agree. I agree. The fact, the only thing that I have also said previously on the review was that their characters were a mismatch when you compare it to BTE being the elite. That there they are the funny characters, and here they are serious, a threat, basically a cult. So it is a mismatch. That was the only problem. So yes, it is good that they are building them up and they are giving them recognition. That is good. That is fine. But at least, yes, build them up. It is good with regards to only the match. Their identity, the basic thing is that when you put them under a mask, that little bit hurts. It hurts. It hurts their recognition, or you can say when you put them over, it doesn't go very long in the long run, because they are in the mask and they do not get mic time. They do not, their personality does not get through to the fans. They are not, you can say, individualized. They are not individualized from one another. So it poses a problem to the viewer, that who is who and who is the better one. So, and if they are only people in a mask, why should I, you know, should I care? Should I not? If they're all wearing the same mask, and if the commentators are also not giving too much information or relevance to their characters or to their story or to the offense which they are applying in the match, then why would the people care? It happens sometimes, but it is good if the Dark Order right now and whatever happened in the main event, they are going with it. They're booking them as threats, It is great. We have discussed it, and now they're going with it. It should have happened a long time ago, but it is happening now. Late is better than never. It is great. But individualize them a little bit. Give them some more, you can say, stuff. The only people we know right now in the Dark Order are the woman, Anna J, Colt Cabana, who was not seen today. I don't know why. Mr. Brodie Lee,
Uno and Grayson.
Uno and Grayson, yes. They are the only guys who we see individualized or as it in difference mostly. But the other people, we don't see them as much, or they do not have distinct, you can say, character or distinct identities, so that we can get invested in them even a little bit. There should be something more than just mask wearing and tights wearing and just wrestling. There should be something more. And also being a part of the cult, there should be something more. The guy Excalibur did a wonderful job with regards to telling stories about the match, or even about the feuds that they had in the independent circuit. So that also creates a little bit of excitement, or a little bit of, you can say, people getting invested in their character, so they can go online and check their matches out. But right now, whoever there are right now, they are not giving that sort of, you can say, importance. They should. Now they will, I guess, in the times to come. And you want to say anything more, or with regards to this match? Or
You did make some fair points regarding the Dark Order, and we will talk about it more briefly in the main event segment. We also had a
I,
post-match segment where Omega was continuing his assault on Angels and was about to powerbomb Angels through a open steel chair until Matt Jackson stopped him. So that was another tease at the return of the cleaner.
yes. And with regards to the whole match, I made some notes that basically this whole match, I guess you said that it was to put Dark Order over. Yes. And the second point was, as you said, the story of Kenny Omega. Kenny Omega was the guy who was isolated by Dark Order for the traditional isolation technique which is used in tag team wrestling. Now you are seeing a world tag team champion, one half, is being isolated by a team and not one of the other two guys. So you can say that way to showcase your champions if it was not the story which happened at the end. Because the fact is, if you are showing that there are two other guys and your champion is being used for the isolation technique, that shows the champion and your championships in a very bad light. But the story was Kenny Omega. Kenny Omega was getting the brunt of the majority of the offense. He was getting it. He was getting pummeled. The Elite, obviously, how this match got booked maybe was the Elite being the good guys, giving their friends the Dark Order and their cast members of the being the Elite, giving them great screen time. That was maybe the thing. So maybe that was going on in Kenny's head or maybe in our heads. So now the post match, yes, Elite won via pinfall, one Winged Angel by Kenny Omega. Now post match, you said Kenny's post match snap is justified because he got brunt of the action. He was frustrated. He was angry. He was missing the offense left, right, and center. When he was going to attack, members of the Dark Order were countering him. But when Matt and Nick Jackson were hitting them, they were on the mark. So maybe Young Bucks are better than Hangman Page and Kenny Omega. Hangman Page and Kenny Omega are just belt holders for the time being. It is what is right now. And Kenny Omega's frustration is building. He doesn't like being in a tag team or trio scenario. That is what it seems right now. It is building like anything. And it was a similar story, just like what happened with the Jurassic Express when he attacked Marco Stunt.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah,
in this match, also the point, it could have been in his head that the match should have wrapped up quickly. You are facing the Dark Order. It should have wrapped up quick, but it went on for so long. There were one or two very near falls on Kenny Omega. He could have lost the match. So that is what the story was.
The main motive was to put over Dark Order strong.
And now what Kenny Omega is getting to now, that was also the point here.
Yeah.
The story, yes. I agree. Wherever he is going, the cleaner, yes, they're building him great. I agree.
So we had Captain No Charisma, Alex Marvez. So he was interviewing FTR along with Tully Blanchard. FTR were talking about the number one contender tag team gauntlet match next week, which will feature the top 4 ranked teams in AEW. FTR talked about the importance of winning this match as they pointed out what Blanchard had said that in order to be the best, you have to be the champions. Hangman Page interrupts this segment and he said he was still mad at FTR for attacking Ricky Morton last week. FTR said they were just handling business as they felt a little disrespected last week. Then they offer Page some beer and that was it. So who do you think is gonna be winning this gauntlet match next week?
Probably FTR.
I think I'm going with the Young Bucks because they can hold the FTR push for now. The Bucks can maybe win the tag team titles, mostly win the tag title at All Out. Meanwhile, FTR can feud with the tag team who pinned them in the gauntlet match.
Probably. Mm-hmm. But yes, they can go that way. I can see that. Can see that, but FTR would. I was just seeing that FTR and Adam Page would be on opposite sides, so it can pose, you can say, a question mark on the, you can say, allegiance of Adam Hangman Page. So it can be intriguing for the match. And we are seeing that there might be a blow up. They would be losing the tag team championships,
And you
Page and Omega.
also should consider that there is still some story left between the two teams, Omega and Page and the Bucks.
Hmm.
And Omega turning heel in this scenario would make more sense.
Mhm. We are not seeing Page with uh, Young Bucks enough right now.
Yeah.
So mhm. It could be. Hmm. So
Um,
basically, it is that Young Bucks would be winning the championship, and then we are gonna see FTR versus the Young Bucks for the championship.
yeah.
Uh-huh. But then it would be a problem with regards to that. That would be the other way around too. If FTR wins, that their first title defense, I don't think that FTR, if they ever challenge for the championship, if FTR would lose, I don't see that.
You can't say maybe as they need to figure out how they can do that.
Hmm. They have to stretch it long enough.
Yeah.
Hmm. Hmm.
We could see this Bucks versus FTR at the next pay-per-view, which I think will be full gear, I think.
Hmm. All right.
Moving on, we had
Let's.
anything you wanted to add with the tag team situation?
Uh, no, it was just that FTR and Pages. We only saw that FTR and Hangman Page's budding relationship. We saw there could have been a chink in that, but FTR managed it quite well, it seemed. And I thought that it. I still think that Page could be standing opposite FTR at All Out, and yes, there is a possibility Young Bucks and Omega and Hangman could happen once again. So fingers crossed. What happens at All Out? Whichever match happens, either of the two, it would be great.
We have Darby Allin facing Will Hobbs. This went 3 minutes. Allin quickly with a dropkick followed by a tope. Hobbs did get some offense as he had the size advantage. Final parts of the match saw Allin escaped a power slam and he hits a springboard elbow. Allin hits the coffin drop for the win, and that was it. Post match, Taz got on the mic. He said that there is a new member of Team Taz and said even his name is Darby. It was none other than Ricky Starks, who was dressed up as Darby Allin, was talking in a very Allin-like tone. From the back comes Brian Cage. He takes out Darby Allin with the FTW title. Starks washes Allin's paint with some water. Starks trash talks Allin, says life is a joke and Allin is the biggest joke of them all. Starks then hits a coffin drop on Allin. Um, Taz then jokes that Starks is so badass he hits a coffin drop from the middle rope. So there you go. They could be doing Starks versus Allen maybe in one of those dynamites, and then we could see Allen versus Page at the pay-per-view.
Probably. I also said the same thing some time ago. Uh, Very well, it could happen. It could happen. It could happen, or maybe Darby Allin needs a partner right now. Well, we are not talking about personal stuff. We are talking about tag teams.
Oh God! Oh, I got that reference. I got that reference.
Uh, no, let's see what happens now. Is it going to be Ricky Starks versus Darby Allin at All Out or not? We'll see. So, with regards to this whole thing which happened, uh, Allen's opponent was ragdolling him after the initial flurry of offense by Darby Allin. He also executed a great spine buster. Maybe it was Spine Buster City.
Maybe
And
maybe it was Arn Anderson appreciation night.
yes, yes, yes. I agree with you. I agree with you. And it was very much apparent that Darby is involved in a feud with Ricky Starks and yes, Brian Cage. Ricky Starks' promo was great. Whatever he did, grabbing his face and then saying shit, it was great. Whatever he said, it didn't sound phony. It didn't sound childish. It felt real, and the paint and everything, whatever he did, it was great. And I think that the lengths which they took with regards to him coming in the paint, cutting a promo from the rampway, then to the ring, and then grabbing him by the face, and then saying shit to his face. I guess it is happening at All Out. Maybe because they wouldn't go so far. They would be stalling this Brian Cage and Darby Allin match maybe for a bit, a bit, because Starks and Allen have the same, you can say, body build. So they would be. It would look. It would look. You can say appropriate, and it would look good. Is what I'm saying. So and with regards to basically Brian Cage and Starks ambush, it worked. It worked. It was effective. And with regards to the FTW Championship, I don't know what the fucking deal is with that. I guess it is being defended on AEW Dark, which was also an idea which we discussed. And I don't know if people actually care or people are invested with these said championship, because we just see it on television every once in a while. We do not see it being defended, or we do not see even Brian Cage many a times on television. And they're basically, if you are not telling the backstory which is happening with Darby Allin, with Ricky Starks, with Brian Cage on AEW Dark, or what is happening with the championship on AEW Dark. So why would people care? Why would I care? Because just saying on uh, commentary that yes, Taz is there, and he is saying that yes, I would very much be interested in what Darby Allin is doing tonight. Yeah, why do I care so much? Why would I care? Because yes, I agree, Darby Allin is a star. You have made him. AEW Dynamite has made him. But if I do not see any portion of him, his promo or what he's doing and what is happening with him, on television on AEW Dynamite, then it is killing my interest of him. And what is happening with Brian Cage, it is killing what interest, even if it was at the first place with the FTW Championship, because both are incredible talents. Even Ricky Starks is a great talent. I'm not denying. But the fact is, there would be little or no interest of the fans if you do not give us, uh, you can say, a vignette, a story. Just mention something, yeah. Mention something that what was happening, because we didn't see for some weeks or the last week. So I understand, and also I understand time constraints. There are time constraints. You have a 2 hour show, only one show, but you got to make people care. You got to make people care, because these are incredibly talented people. And if you are putting something on television, make people care. So at least have some vignette, have something, or at least make your commentators say shit which transcends to the people, from which we know that what is happening, what is the story. If you do not have time to give us a vignette.
Do you want a vignette on Brian Cage or the FTW Championship?
It is basically, it revolves around both, that what is happening with the championship on AEW Dark, because I guess it is being defended on AEW Dark. Maybe he defeated the likes of Brian Pillman Jr., maybe someone else. So make a vignette. Make a vignette of Brian Cage dominating a certain person on AEW Dark and then posing with the championship. There was a championship being defended. Whatever happened, make a vignette. So that championship is being defended. We know that that championship means something, that is not a toy or a prop. We know something. That, and now you came with the championship and you just hit Darby Allin. Was that even a championship? People would say that, what is that? Is that a championship? Why is that a championship? If we do not know that it is being defended. I understand there are time constraints on AEW Dynamite. You are defending it on AEW Dark. I agree. Okay. So make a vignette. Mention it on television. So that we understand, we care that there is a championship being defended and it is legit. It is not a prop.
So, yeah, let's see. I think they will do something. You made some fair points regarding making some vignettes, making the fans care about the FTW championship, even if it is an official championship. Because as of now, it is not, because it is considered a prop, because no one is AEW is announced it as an official title. So
But you have something. You have something there, and it is not basically a weapon. It is a championship. Whatever it is a championship. So, and you are investing time, you are investing money, you are investing resources. So why not give the people also something that people should know, that there is a championship, whatever it is. Even if AW doesn't recognize that, it is a championship being defended on YouTube, but it is a championship, it is being defended, whatever it is. It also brings legitimacy to the character of Brian Cage, that he is dominating anyone who comes to his path. So that also brings legitimacy. Now, for example, on AEW Dynamite, you saw Brian Cage. What did he do? He did absolutely nothing beside hitting Darby Allin with the championship belt. Whatever the action was, it was done by Ricky Starks in the post match. So, is Ricky Starks the only guy who you are building and not Brian Cage?
Hmm.
That is the thing.
Let's see where things goes.
Yes.
Next, we had a promo from the NWA Women's Champion Thunder Rosa. She said she's here to
Yes.
actually put the women's division on the map. She challenges Hikaru Shida for a match at All Out, and that was it. I haven't seen Thunder Rosa's work, but still it has gotten me excited for this match. So what is
I
your take on this situation we are having?
I am very much excited for Thunder Rosa being here. She has an mixed martial arts background, legit. She is competing also. She is active in mixed martial arts, and also she is a legit champion uh, of the NWA, and she was a part of a faction, a heel faction, which was headed by Melina and uh, Marty Bell. So, because of the organic fan reaction which she got, a babyface reaction, because of her demeanor, her persona, and her in ring work, she became a babyface, obviously. And she is a babyface right now in NWA. And she is a great competitor. Yes. And with regards to the AEW women's division, we know that how great it is, obviously.
Yeah, you know.
So, uh, so with the addition, or you can say with it would be that there is a working relationship now with NWA and AEW, because last week we saw the Rock and Roll Express, and now this week we are seeing Thunder Rosa. So if that is what is happening, then it is a great thing for the NWA and also for AEW. It is a great thing. And now Hikaru Shida versus Thunder Rosa at All Out for the AEW Women's Championship. Go for it, man. It would be great.
So the thing is, so my other co-host Ishan Chauhan made reference to it on Twitter. So he said that if this is a one thing and not a long-term plan with Thunder Rosa, so this won't mean much.
Mm-hmm. Uh, this is a obviously uh, tricky situation, obviously, because the fact is that on one side you have a champion of another promotion, and on the other side you have another champion of the other promotion. So how will you book it? Because either one of the champion loses, then they, their stock, it drops, basically. Their stock drops, and their championship stock also drops. So I guess because I'm a fan of the NWA, so I would want that it should be for the long haul, because AEW's women's division is so great. So, and if it is a one-off, let's do it. It would be a great attraction. I do not have any qualms if it is a one-off, but I would want that it is for the long haul and not a one-off.
Yeah, and you also mentioned that they could do some long-term thing if there is some kind of working relationship between AEW and NWA, and if that's the case, then we would like to get more women from NWA, maybe Camille, Alison K, Melina. Screw it. Why not
Yes,
get the NWA World Champion Nick Aldis?
yes, why not? I agree with. And we will also see people from AEW going to their shows because they are taping some 1 or 3 shows just recently with UWN and Thunder Studios. They were taping some shows. So we can see something. Do not know. It would be great, obviously. Both of the promotions working together. Nick Aldis
And
and Cody is unfinished business, obviously.
technically, it's the business is finished because Nick Aldis did get the championship back from Cody. So
Yes, he got it back, but if you take it in a thing that there were only 2 matches, so we can have a third match.
yeah, they can do that.
Hmm.
Yeah, as I was saying, let's stick to the AEW Women's Division. So next up, we had which I believe was the low point of Dynamite this week, the
Yes.
AEW Women's Tag Team Tournament Finals. Nightmare Sisters versus Ivalice and Diamante. First of all, I didn't watch the tournament. The only thing I
Same
have
here.
heard, yes, the only thing I heard about this tournament is that Anna Jay and Tainara Conti were the breakout stars.
Oh, all right.
And I actually have no problem with AW making this a annual thing, but I don't want them to rush and introduce women's tag team titles.
Hmm. Yes.
So about this finals, so this match went 9 minutes. Nightmare Sisters were the heels, I guess. So at one point, QT Marshall tried to interfere but gets taken out by Evil East. Diamante tosses Brandy Rhodes onto QT. Finish saw Evil East with a rolling snapmare into a kick for the win, and that was it. It's hard to watch Brandy in the ring, and not a big fan of Ali. Evil East and Diamante deserved it, so let's see what this leads to.
The fact is, I want to say something about this Ali. The thing is, I have heard from people, I have read on the internet that she is a great talent and blah blah, but I haven't seen anything. I haven't seen anything. I am, following her work from Impact Wrestling for a while, maybe a year or a little bit more. I have seen her. She was a babyface, then a heel, Demon Bunny, and then afterwards she got killed by, I guess, Su Young. And whatever the things happened, I saw that even people are saying that yes, she is a great worker and whatever, but I didn't see anything ever. Maybe she is a good character, but that also I never saw. So where is the hype? Where is the hype? I never saw that. Where is it? Like, where is the substance which you are smoking? Who the? I'm asking the people who say this shit that she is a great talent, great talent. That where is it, man? I haven't been able to see that. This question came to my mind last night when I was thinking that yes, I would be seeing their finals where there is Nightmare Sisters, there's Diamante, and there is Ivalice. And where is it? Is that the in-ring work? Is that the character? Where is it? Do you know she is a Canadian? That I will give her. Canada has produced many awesome wrestlers. I give that. But the fact is, where is it? Do you have the answer? I'm
I don't
asking you.
have I don't have the answer. I said it that I'm not a fan of Ali. be it in Impact, be it in AEW.
So where are they? Where are these people getting this, thing that she's a great in-ring worker? Where is it? Because I wasn't able to see that anywhere, even in singles action in Impact Wrestling, and even here. Where is it?
I don't know.
Where is it? Because man, fucking, where was it? The only things which I wrote with regards to this match was the ending was flat. It was underwhelming. There was a point where there was a, I guess there was a move being executed by, I guess, Diamante or Ivalice, which got a little bit of a pop, which was a little bit before the final finish. I guess either it was a kick or it was a suplex. I do not remember right now. That could have been the point where you could have finished the match. But they didn't do that. They broke the pinfall. And where they ended it, it was so underwhelming. And then they are giving the cup. It didn't look like anything that it has some importance. It didn't look like that. Ending was underwhelming. And for the whole, if I, yes, I didn't watch the whole tournament just like you. And if you are saying that Anna Jay and Tayanara Conchi were the breakout stars, so I would want to see them on AW TV at some point. And for the fact that this match, it looked like that prima facie, it felt like a showcase for the Nightmare Sisters characters, basically. That the fans should know that what Nightmare Sisters are all about, basically. It was the match, nothing for me. I nothing, yeah. Basically nothing. The lowest point of the whole show, as you said. I
But
agree.
before,
And one more thing. You said that the Nightmare Sisters were the heels in this match, huh?
I guess
And now in the main event, we saw Cutie and Dustin. In which shape they were? They were the baby faces. Am I wrong?
they are the baby faces, I guess.
And
I
in
think
this match, they
I
were the
think
heels.
and the only logical thing I can say that QT wanted to help Ali in some form or fashion.
Mm-hmm. All right. Because the thing is, if you do a flip flop with regards to being baby faces or heels in the same show, that doesn't look good. So if
I
he was just helping, like you said, then it's fine.
I think Vince Russo was booking this show.
It's a swerve, it's a swerve.
Yes.
Shoot promo. Let's have a 15-minute shoot promo.
Um, Instead,
The
let's talk about Sammy Guevara.
Sammy
So
Guevara.
yeah, so there was so he brought out some cards as he was doing his usual picture-in-picture commercial thing. So he was sarcastically apologizing to Matt Hardy for taking him out, and was also sorry for him that he didn't catch chairs. So Guevara didn't realize that cards were changed as he read that he was about to be broken. Guevara finally saw this and also taken out by Matt Hardy. So Hardy uses a steel chair on Guevara after tossing him from the stage into the ringside table. Hardy was about to continue the assault as he pulled out the exact same chair that busted him open, and that didn't happen until as the official stopped him. So as a result of this, both men will be in a tables match next week.
Yes. That bump which Sammy Guevara take, that looked very, fucking out of this world. And
Sammy Guevara is giving his body to this business. Did I say it right?
yes,
Risking his body for this business. Yes.
yes, absolutely. It looked brutal, and maybe it was just, you can say, a payback for what happened last time. That he gave the chair, which is non-folding, to the head of Matt Hardy. Now he is getting one back with getting a huge dangerous bump through the table from the from the ramp, sliding horizontal through the table. By God. Even the camera didn't catch that. That was brutal. Yeah, that is great. You can say the anger, the frustration, and the animosity between Matt Hardy and Sammy Guevara. It is good. It is good to see. And now Matt Hardy is also, you can say, channeling his anger on television, and he was about to hit him with the same weapon which Sammy Guevara used last time. So yes, it is great, and I read somewhere online that maybe they are planning on a TLC match. I don't
Yeah.
know.
I also felt the same thing when they announced it is only going to be a tables match.
I don't know. Maybe it is for the future that maybe a TLC match may happen. I don't know. Let's see if they are able to use all the things which are in a TLC match in this match. So why would we want to see on the marquee written TLC? You know,
Yeah. So
let's
yeah,
go.
let's get to the main event then.
Yes, one of the best things of the night.
It was the TNT Championship match, Cody versus Brodie Lee.
Mr.
Okay,
Brodie.
I'm sorry, Mr. Brodie Lee. So Cody went straight after Lee. Lee tosses Cody to the outside and sends him into the ringside chairs. Back in back in the ring, Lee hits a couple of half and half suplex. He also hit a couple of super kicks, which gets a 2 count. Lee with back-to-back power bombs followed by a discus lariat. 1, 2, 3. Brodie Lee is the new TNT champion. Number one, I didn't expect a squash match. Number two, I didn't even expect a title change. Was Brodie Lee the right choice to take the title from Cody? No. But seeing the squash match plus the post match angle, it
Hmm.
really made Brodie Lee and the entire Dark Order look like threats, and it gave them legitimacy after all these months.
Agreed. 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 This match ended very much Brock Lesnar-esque fashion. It was utter domination. Cody wasn't able to do a fuck basically to Brodie Lee, and we have been discussing the character of the Dark Order, the booking of the Dark Order, and now basically we have it what we have discussed or what we wanted or basically what should have happened, that they should be booked like legit threats, and now they are that. And the story behind this match was that Cody has been competing every week. So, how will his condition be physically? That was the story that, and this was his ninth title defense. He competed in a tag team match 1 week. That was a point. Now, Brodie took control after the initial flurry of offense, as you pointed out, and showed his frustration, purged out the emotions by breaking and shoving everything inside outside the ring. Broken chairs, the barricades, everything. Brodie Lee dominated the action, And even before we could have seen something, it was over. With the discus lariat. Utter king domination. It was exhaustion for weeks that came to a crashing halt for Cody. Booking, as you said, brilliant, brilliant. Finally, they took our words. They booked like they should have been. The post-match angle was no words. Anna Jay choking out Brandy Rhodes. Great. They attacked his coach when Cody was taken out on a stretcher. They attacked Arn Anderson. We also saw the lifeless bodies of QT Marshall and his brother Dustin Rhodes, Cody Rhodes' brother, on the ramp. Dark Order stands tall with Mr. Brodie Lee at the helm, the new TNT champion. What more can you do? What more can you do? This booking, basically, obviously you also pointed out that on Instagram, I said that maybe this whole faction in WWE, Retribution, manifested because of the booking plans of Dark Order. That what happened at AEW Dynamite this week maybe was what transpired this idea, this concept of retribution. Because when one promotion sees the idea of another promotion, they have their insiders, they exchange information, it happens. We all know that. We should not be anywhere, you can say, naive to that. So when you get information of the booking plans or the creative plans of the other company and you like that, you might very well want a similar thing in your promotion as well. They have done it in the past. WWE, Impact Wrestling, they have done each other's plans quite a bit. So it may not be surprising if Retribution came into being because of the Dark Order. I'm just throwing it out there. Not saying that yes, it is. I'm just saying it may be. Because the fact is now what is going to happen, it is very intriguing with the Dark Order.
I think Retribution should learn something from the Dark Order, like how to create a invasion angle, how to create chaos.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I have just heard about what they were doing with Retribution, and I saw their debut clip. So I have not seen whatever has transpired since their debut. What has happened? Has anything of meaning has happened? I also saw there was a photo with regards to they were holding the ring from all the sides and Braun Strowman was inside. I saw that also. What have they done? What have they done basically since their debut?
Basically, they are completely ripping off Nexus.
And now with Roman Reigns being back, he will do the John Cena part.
I don't know. I'm actually not interested in Retribution because I don't see this thing getting over. Like after what they did with the Fiend, I'm not putting my faith into this company, like booking this type of storyline. So I'm not totally invested in Retribution.
Mm-hmm. What I would have said that I am not seeing their programming for a while, so I cannot say anything that I should, put my faith into anything that they do or not. So it is out in the water. But the fact is, yes, with regards to the Fiend, what they did, what they had, it's just sad.
Let's get back to this storyline that happened in
Yes.
AEW.
What was your take on that post-match?
Yes, I said, like I said it before, I loved the entire thing from the squash match, from the
Hmm.
post-match angle. It
Hmm.
helped Dark Order, it helped Brodie Lee. So finally, AEW got this thing right.
Yes, finally,
Yeah.
finally.
And another thing, I hope they don't have Brodie Lee drop the title back to Cody at All Out, or I hope they give him a longer title reign, and he should do the opposite of what Cody was doing. And then
Agreed.
when it's the right time, drop it to the next top babyface.
Agreed. Agreed. 100%.
So yeah, that was AEW Dynamite for
Yes.
August 22nd.
2020.
So next week is what we are getting real fans.
Yes, we are getting on Thursday.
Yes,
Hmm.
that too in 10 to 15% capacity.
All right.
So I'm really looking forward to this episode with real
Hmm.
fans. You know my history. I'm all for the involvement of real fans.
Yes, same here. Same here. I also want real fans. I don't want virtual fans in LED boards. That looks. That is. No comments here. Fuck,
Are
man.
there are there any plans for you to join the Thunderdome?
Absolutely not. I would not. Absolutely not, man. I cannot, you can say, disturb my sleep and be a virtual fan watching from my mobile. Being there. Not, nope. Absolutely not.
Come on, man.
I
Come on, man. There are actually people taking a nap at the Thunderdome.
and there were many people. I saw Pikachu. I saw a guy with Fire Velveteen Dream T-shirt. There are many good people there.
So before we leave, where can these guys find you?
uh, Guys, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at AbbyManiac, ABBYMANIAC, and you can follow the wrestling promotion that I work for. It is an independent wrestling promotion in India, Wrestle Square. You can subscribe to their official YouTube channel, that is Wrestle Square.
You can find Slamhub Wrestling on Twitter at SlamhubW, Instagram at Slamhub Wrestling. Our podcast and reviews are mainly audio based, and if you don't want your YouTube app running for that, then you can catch Slamhub Wrestling on Anchor and Spotify as well. This was the AEW Dynamite review, and we'll see you guys next time.
Peace.